So the difference between a man wanting a pretty woman and a woman chasing a
So when I see this, and I've seen it repeatedly, I think there's a strong disconnect. Because people like this young lady, like myself, and like others, we're always talking about the numbers, the numbers, the numbers. And for the average person, they don't look up the numbers. They don't necessarily even care about the numbers. They just care about how they feel and what they want. But I would implore people, whether you're a man or woman, to look up the average earnings of people in America. I implore you to take certification courses or classes and understand the basics of finances and all that other stuff. And a step forward I'm going to even do for this is start posting, when I post videos or whatnot about when I'm talking about numbers, I'm going to post where I got my references and data from. I'm not going to be perfect at it, but I'm going to try to do that. Because what I'm finding is a lot of people really don't have even the basic understanding of financial literacy or how inflation works or how this works. So I looked it up, and I'm going to put the website on in the bio or comments for this. Like I've said before, the median middleweight class is 80,000 to 150,000. Only 15% of people make over six figures. So that means the majority of the population makes less than that. Like the majority, whatever it is, whether it's 90,000, 60,000, 70,000, whatever, they make less than that. Now let's tie in inflation, and this is the link I'm going to post. So I looked up how much inflation has risen. I think it's at 2.44, 2.89. There was a lot of numbers percent every year since like 89, something like that. So when I typed in what I just gave a guesstimate number, what would 120,000 be from 1991 in comparison to now? $120,000 now has the worth of 58,000 from 1991. So over half of what a person made in 19 makes now is equivalent to what they make in 1991. If I'm saying this right. So basically, in 1991, you would have been making $60,000 if you make 120,000 now. That's over 50%, and that is staggering numbers. So I'll go back and say this is why I implore people to understand financial literacy and really what it takes to manage money and manage a house and provide and all the other stuff, because it's not easy anymore. It's not even remotely easy. Even if you lower the numbers and whatnot, like 120,000 being equivalent to $60,000 30 years ago is crazy. Over 50%. So when you have these high demands for men to make these increasingly high amounts of numbers, you got to understand they're fighting a job market. They're fighting stereotypes. They're fighting inflation, and they're fighting other men for these positions. Like, on top of the fact, like, men typically don't go to college as often. Men don't have the same level of education and so forth. And more jobs are needing education. I'm seeing that it's going back to certifications, but if a man has a kid young or gets married young, his first inclination is to provide. So I think there needs to be a level of humility when you're asking men to make these amount of monies and provide these lifestyles that typically no one can afford. Hell, like I said, somebody who makes $120,000 is the equivalent to somebody making $60,000 30 years ago. So that's just all I got to say about that.